Hey, yo, what the f***? This is a palace right here.
The late night flight is paid for by the following. Hello, I have 3 questions for you. When you're talking NBA with your white coworkers, do you say that Dallas Mavericks point guard Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA to position yourself as non-threatening in the office? And when black people think that you talk like a white person, do you reply, hey, you would too if you graduated from an HBCU? Are you Rachel Dozer? If you do or are any one of these 3, then you are suffering from the contribution of white privilege. Hi, my name is Nasur Nuru, and if you are looking to go from Wayne Newton to Wayne Brady, please give us a call at 1-800-HELL-NO-CANVAS. That's 1-800-HELL-NO-CANVAS. Give us a call now before you turn into Tay Diggs.
It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand of colony.
Hold on. Everybody on their mountain, everybody marching for a young nigga like me to get tsunami on it. I'ma get it, I'ma win it, baby. I'll be on my curry till like Patrick Berry, 40 on the text. Yeah, I'm acting nerdy if it's at the Appalachian to the Appalachian. I'ma do whatever that they take to make a black a nation. Hold on.
What does the passing of Chadwick Boseman mean to Black America and the Black Panther franchise?
This was another heavy loss. This was one of those, on par with the feelings that I had when Nipsey Hussle passed. I just remember how we went hard for Black Panther when it came out. You know what I mean? I went to the movies and saw it like 3 times to support it.
Damn,
it was like a whole, cultural experience when that movie came out for Black people, and we showed our, and, even though from the beginning of it, I hated a little bit because I was always Team Killmonger. Like I totally understood Killmonger's plight, and I really felt like, T'Challa was an enemy to Black Americans, So, but that doesn't take away from, how Chadwick Boseman played that part, how he played Jackie Robinson, how he played James Brown, his credit to acting. Plus, off screen, he was repping for us, Black America. He was going hard, and he was really, trying to use his voice and his movies to really put on for us. So this was a huge loss, and it was just really sad.
R.I.P. to the GOAT. I like the fact that you talked about him playing James Brown in Get On Up, and also Jackie Robinson in 42. He got to be the Black actor to play prominent Black characters, or I don't want to say Black characters, but Black celebrities, Black sports players, prevalent people that we look up to in our day. That's an awesome privilege to have, to be that guy. James Brown. Jamie Foxx got to do that one time with Ray,
Right.
He got to do it 3 times with 3 incredible, people. So that's awesome.
He did Thurgood Marshall too, though. So that's 4.
Yeah. Who did Thurgood? Oh yeah, he did Thurgood Marshall as well, right?
Right.
On the HBO movie, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, it's funny. I always got him mixed up with 2 other dope Black actors, Anthony Mackie, who's been in all the Marvel movies lately, and he was also in Pain and Gain. I don't know if you remember that movie. That's with your boy The Rock and Mark Wahlberg. and then you got Chiwetel Ejiofor, I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Right.
Sorry, my tweet is off. I'm so sorry. But he's actually a British Black, but he's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Starred in 12 Years a Slave. What else he was in? Oh, he was Victor Sweet in 4 Brothers.
Sweet and 4 Brothers. He also played in Doctor Strange.
Absolutely. So, I give credit to these 3 actors a lot because they are carrying that Denzel torch, and no one, especially Black Americans, when I have my dates and I talk to women about movies and things of that nature, they don't know none of these actors.
Right.
Which is like, whoa, what? You don't know Black Hollywood is almost back in the fray a little bit? Like, we got some stars. And I mean, let's not even talk about the black female actresses that we have, from Taraji to Viola Davis, it's about to go down. So rest in peace to a GOAT. As far as the meaning of what it means, but what it would mean for the Black Panther franchise, I just want to say this. I want to give a lot of credit to Marvel, for real, because think about this for a second, honey. Marvel recognized a market no matter how it looked. Think about this for a second. White people gonna go to a movie, no problem, whatever. Captain America comes out, people gonna watch it. Hell, black people gonna watch it, but you know what it is, and that's not a race thing. This is a racial observation. This is not a knock. So hear me out on this. How do you know if a bunch of black people are going to go to the movies for something? You don't really know. I mean, if you're like this, I'm not talking about the director who was black, Ryan Coolidge. I'm talking about the producers, the people that sits behind the desk at Marvel, and they're like, no. Trust me, if we do Black Panther, people are going to get up out their seats for this. And we did we not?
Right.
We came by the tons. So, and then on top of it, Ryan Coolidge did such a great job depicting the struggle between Africans that are Americans here and the Black American.
Facts.
And I think that touched so many people here. And I mean, to find a movie that is unexcusably Black and on all sectors of it, that means so much to me as a Black American. So just, again, rest in peace to the GOAT, man.
Did Barack and Jordan tell the NBA players to shut up and dribble?
So just to give a little context, after the shooting of Jacob Blake, the Milwaukee Bucks decided that they weren't going to come out to play their playoff game against the Orlando Magic, and that set off a catalyst of events where the other teams decided that they weren't going to play either, and the players union essentially had a walkout in the NBA. Now, following that, other sports, NHL, MLB, Naomi Osaka of tennis, all of these people decided that, hey, we're not going to play our respective sports in protest of that shooting and all the things that was going on in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Right? So after a day of the NBA walking out and the players expressing their discontent and talking like what Kyrie Irving had mentioned earlier, that they weren't going to come back and continue the playoffs, they had to sit down with the owners, and Michael Jordan came to meet with Chris Paul and LeBron James, and, his sentiment was, he wanted the owners to listen to the players, but he was like a go-between. They also consulted with former President Barack Obama, and Barack Obama told them that they needed to go play because they didn't necessarily have a plan. But
was that said like that, honey? Is that what the reporter said?
In the article that I read?
Yes.
Yes, in the article that I read, Barack Obama said that they needed to have an actual plan. So he suggested that they play, but that they put pressure on the owners to come up with some actionable items that could be done to show that they're in support of the things that's going on with the players.
Gotcha. Okay. Right?
So Obama essentially told them to shut up and dribble. In my opinion, I know it's hyperbole with the question, but essentially what he's saying is he wanted them to continue to play.
Honey, hold on. Let's back this up. I'm gonna start asking you some questions. All right. Number one, who in the NBA was fired or killed to make the NBA players? Let me do that question one more time. Who in the NBA lost their job due to any racial bullshit in the NBA?
Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
No, I'm talking about right now.
Oh, nobody.
And he actually got to go back and play, by the way. But that's fine. I'm glad you said that. I like the fact that you've been studying. So, nobody, right? Now, here goes my next question for you. Why do you want the NBA to stop playing because someone got shot?
Because they stand in solidarity with Black people. And if they protest in that way, that's going to send a signal throughout the world that they need to pay attention to what's happening to Black people in America.
Hanif, why people stop playing sports in the first place this year?
Because of the coronavirus.
Okay, so that means when Tamir Rice and others, right, Brianna, all the names, say their names, the NBA was still playing. Sports was still playing.
Absolutely, and they should not have been. They should have did that. Could you imagine in 2012 where you still got Kobe Bryant, you still got major players in the league walk off due to the killing of Eric Gardner or Tamir Rice or Sandra Bland?
They put "I Can't Breathe" shirts that were just.
But imagine they said "fuck that" and not played and stopped and halted. You see what happened with the NBA when coronavirus stopped them from playing. Imagine if Black people just said, "Nah, we're not gonna play until some changes happen."
There's so many angles on this. That's the issue with this. There's so many different levels. I wanna give you props first for taking this leap of faith and saying what you said, because I will truly say I believe, well, in good faith, this could have happened. Let's say the NBA players did say, because of social injustice, we're not playing in the playoffs anymore. Screw this. We're going to just, cap the season. It's over. We done with it.
Right.
Maybe, I doubt if it will happen, but maybe the Black players in the NFL would do the same.
Right.
Now, personally, I don't think it would have happened. I think the NFL as a whole, players, corporate people, owners, CEOs, everybody would have looked at that as an opportunity to say, yo, the NFL is about to be wide open. Nobody's going to be doing sports when we're going to be doing sports. All the attention is going to be on us. Everybody loves the NFL. Everybody watches the NFL.
Right.
Do you know, on average, right now, the NBA playoff games are averaging 2.6 million viewers? That's it, bro. 2.6. They've been running games from 1:30 to 11 o'clock at night for 2 weeks, bro. Right. They only getting 2 million people to watch their games. So realistically, if they didn't want to, hey, we don't want to play, we're tired of this. Technically, the country is basically saying, yeah, okay, go ahead. So it's easy to do that. But then on top of it, you don't have a plan that's going to execute the bullshit that's going on with the social injustice in America.
Right.
They are doing what they can. They're donating money to organizations. I don't want to get into, how much I find that to be, a good thing or a worrying thing, but that's neither here or there. It's their money. I would have liked them to just, pour that into, once again, a Walmart, a Black mark in the community. Like, that's my way of saying you're donating $300 million, not giving it to a bunch of community organizations that I don't know what they do or what they are about. Another good thing that they're doing is they're opening up the Staples Center. They're opening up basketball arenas for people to vote. People like to go to attractive places, especially during this time where everybody don't know which way is up during Corona season. So, look, the NBA players are doing what they can. And let's be for real. Of course they want to end this season. Hanif, why not? Why not end their season as far as giving a team the title of champion? Because it ends their season, which means all the players get their full money. Okay, and I know it doesn't mean nothing to LeBron because he gets $33 million all the time. But what about the player that gets $5 million?
Right.
They're like, oh nah, like, you know, why can't we finish the season? I mean, I'm going to be on the bench anyway, but screw it, I want all my money. So my thing is this: I feel your passion, but to criticize two of our leaders that, by the way, our players in the NBA that exercise their power 3 times better than the players in the NFL, by the way. If they, as a unit, said, we need to go to Jordan and Obama to seek guidance and advice, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. And I don't think that they told him to shut up and dribble. I think they basically told him that it's more of a, what do you want to do? And they couldn't answer that question. And they said, well, do y'all want to play? And I mean, they didn't not want to play. I mean, bro, they killed our brother. You know what I mean? Well, they didn't kill nobody. I'm sorry, I should have said it like that. God damn it. They shot somebody. And people are tired of it, you know? And I think that was, you know, and I don't mean to put feelings and emotion because I know we make that sound so terrible. But more importantly, it's just the fact of the matter that they show emotion hard enough to let you know what, this game don't mean shit. And I think that we should look at that more importantly because it's happened with Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, well, Lou Alcindor before he became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They have all boycotted in their sport as well. This has been going on 50s, 60s, 70s. So whether they left and say we don't want to finish the season, or as they're doing right now, finishing the season as a sole supporter of the NBA, and I think it's the greatest sport in the world. I would support whatever the players wanted to do. But the fact that they are playing, I don't want nobody to say that it's a shut up and dribble angle. It is not, man. This is people just doing the thing that they love to do, period.
And now we have Hanif Sowell, the senior correspondent of the Light Skin Delegation. What the is that? Light Skin Delegation?
We, the Light Skin Delegation /Coalition/Network, would like to offer the full weight of our support to our dear brother Joe Budden. Joe has been a purveyor of our light-skinned comeback since he was pumping it up in the early 2000s. While we do not condone masturbating animals, we are sure there's a logical explanation. We celebrated with pride when Joe and Sin announced they were with child, and we lamented when Tahiri left him on bended knee in Times Square. Mr. Budden has gotten us through some tough times with his emo mood music, and we would even venture to say he is where our brother Drake draws his inspiration. We stand with you, Mouse. Stay strong and keep fighting the good fight. Rihanna has forgiven Chris Brown, so all love is not in fact lost. No further questions at this time. Push us through crowd.
What does Joe Budden leaving Spotify mean for the state of black podcasting?
You know, I'll be honest with you. I kind of know how I would want to see it. Unfortunately, I'm more of I'm a creator. You know, I love to create. I love to make things and have people look at it or listen to it and say, wow, that's pretty dope. However, I do know on a business side, the value of advertising. I know the value of being paid to do what you know and being paid through advertising, because that's basically what it is through radio and television. You know, what we watch is basically free. It's the advertising in between that's basically doing all the free television, you know? It's thanks to Tide and Downey and JP Morgan is why you can just watch the NBA no problem, you know? Right. But, you know, on the building of equity, you know, to be honest with you, like I said, man, I'm really into what the late night flight can be on a show. And if I could take it to Tidal, if we could take it to Tidal, we could even take it to Spotify, make money on it the way Joe Budden did, and build it so big where Joe Budden can say, hey, you know what? I want to go. And, you know, we can look at Spotify as the bad guy, or we can look at Joe Budden as the emotional guy. But what realistically needed to happen is both parts parting ways with each other. Joe Budden is big enough on a podcasting level to build equity. I think we should build equity through someone who kind of, in my opinion, I don't want to say kind of like I'm, backhand complimenting, but I think he actually pioneered the idea of Black podcasting in a sense. Those shows that he put on YouTube, the things, first of all, he was a #1 hit artist, all right? That's #1. He had a Billboard hit. Pump It Up was a Billboard hit. Say What You Want, you know it, all right? And then he also got to host the morning show on Hot 97. And then after he left that, he started doing his own thing through internet with Complex and then having his own type of radio programming where, you get some radio, some content and some music, something that could be a little similar, something that, that's funny. I didn't even know that was going on like that. Actually, my mentor put me on to it. Like, Joe Budden was kind of doing something that you're doing with the late night flight, bro. And I'm like, word, I'm looking at it, I'm listening to it. I'm like, yo, Joe Budden pioneered an idea. That's dope as hell. And you know what, bro, he's the one that has the equity to get other shows involved. But I love your idea. And I just thought maybe you want to, throw the audience to it because I think Joe Budden is he's someone that can be the catalyst to your idea.
Well, I definitely think that collaboration in this space is going to be key because I think what happened with entertainers, especially Black entertainers, like when you think about it in the music business, in the hip hop business, when we pioneered that, I don't know that we were thinking in these terms. We weren't thinking ownership. So that's why you only have, or you only had Def Jam being like the major Black label of its time. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if everybody kind of collaborated and created this space where we owned everything from producing the music to pressing the records to distributing them in the stores, Black people would have more of a control over Black music than they currently do. And this goes back to Sam Cooke, you know what I'm saying, where he was trying to do something in that arena where he owned the production company, Motown, and these entities. But if we had that on a grander scale, we would have more control. So now here we are in the infancy of podcasting and Black entertainment is as relevant as ever. We need to be looking ahead to creating something where we have that sort of ownership and equity that we can control this space.
So I believe that it starts with Black ownership. So let's go back to the idea of Joe Budden basically, running a podcast medium, if you will, having his own version of audio Spotify. Mm-hmm. Buttonify, I don't know, whatever, right? So, but on Buttonify, right?
Right.
Because he's the owner, so basically, it's through his net worth. He has a net worth of $6 million, by the way. I did some research. The net worth, saying that yearly he makes about $957,000 plus a year, yearly. This guy can easily build a podcasting site where he can have at least 3 other podcast shows, paid podcast shows, by the way, and create advertisement for the whole podcast medium. Would you agree with that? With Buttonify?
Yeah.
That's what we need, right? Something like that. But I'm just saying Black ownership matters because, not because it's just owned by a Black person. It's just the fact of the matter that, that's actually the reason. Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah. It's just good it's good to have, Black ownership, period. Yeah.
Definitely. And I'm like, you think about it like this. Jay-Z has Tidal. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z already has a platform. And Jay-Z tried to start that platform with artists actually having ownership of how their content is distributed. So Tidal, when you look at the marketplace between Apple, Spotify, the major digital service providers, Tidal is lower on that list, you know, because they don't have as many subscribers as the first two. And I think that, you know, coming together, and whether it's Tidal or if you just build it up from the ground, but coming together in a way where we could actually have like some sort of unionized podcasting platform where it's like, yo, we move how we move. And, you know, if they not offering the right money, we don't take the deal. If they not, you know, respecting how we want to present our content, we're not moving. And we actually could do some collective bargaining type that would guarantee us ownership and control over our content, our and our platforms.
Hey, yo, what the This some poly right here.
Rich as f***, 90-year-old Warren Buffett gets to eat Mickey D's with extra salt, but black people got to go to the doctor?
The reason why, you know, that question is so poignant is that, you know, when we think about Chadwick Boseman passing away of colon cancer at the age of 43, he was diagnosed at 39. Right now, the current age for black men to be tested was lowered by the National Health Institute because we are more susceptible to getting colon cancer. So our screening ages are now at 45. He was diagnosed at 39. There would have been, unless he had like crazy symptoms, there would have been no reason for him to go and get tested to get this disease, you know, to get a handle on this disease.
Gotcha. So
the average person gets tested at 50 unless you have like a history of it in your family. So like I said, there was like this happening to this young person who was healthy, you know, from everything that we can see. You know, he works out, looks good, you know, he still succumbed to this disease and he had money. So we can't even say that that was an issue. Warren Buffett is 90 years old and he brags about eating McDonald's. He puts extra salt on his McDonald's. He drinks 5 Cokes a day. He likes to snack on Dairy Queen and do all of these different things. And he's coasting. He's 90. He's chilling. You understand what I'm saying?
Yo, you are funny. He's saying he's 90 years old.
So listen, so we always like to point out diet and how people eat, and you know, these are the factors that cause all of the health problems in the black community. Oh, y'all eat too much soul food, so that's why you got high blood pressure and you got diabetes because you like banana pudding and all of this shit. But in all actuality, new research is coming out saying that the effects of being black in America and the stressors that are caused by this dual consciousness that we all have to have on a daily basis actually raises our cortisol levels, which causes more instances of high blood pressure, diabetes, and other diseases to permeate in our community more than the food that we actually eat.
Hey, yo, let me just, hold up, yo. Let me just get that up, yo. Hold up, yo. Look at you. Sound like a poet. I don't even know what to say to any of that. I mean, you're right, because I am definitely one of them people. I wouldn't tell you to stop eating soul food. I will say that the ingredients, you know, when you apply the MSG and the salt, that definitely swells you up. That is a scientific fact. Now, but with all due respect to that, that has nothing to do with, in my opinion, the people eating it.
Right.
You know? So my thing is this. Let me use a white person just to do some, you know, just to do a reverse rebut of what you're saying, because I don't disagree with a word you said, but I want to, you know, flip it to another white person where this 90-year-old white person is like, yo, yeah, ice cream and sugar all day, baby, I'm out here. But Bobby Flay does not cook with salt. He's not that guy.
Right.
he doesn't do salt on his food. If you watch, Food Network or the Bobby Flay Network, whatever, I guess that's the same channel. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's when I had a girlfriend. I used to watch those type of things. and I watched Beat Bobby Flay, and I saw one of the judges was like, "Yeah, you didn't put no salt in this." He was like, "I don't use salt. You want some salt?" He grabbed a bowl of salt, like, "Yo, go ahead. You can put that salt on there if you want, but it don't do salt." And he talked about why he doesn't, of course, and he was talking about diabetes and things of that nature. Paula Dean, another white person that swelled up like a balloon, not because she liked to call people niggas, but because she was putting hella salt on fried chicken.
And butter.
And butter. So I think there is a catch-22. I mean, yes. I mean, let's just be for real. If to be a Black American, there are so many. There's so many. I don't want to call it downfalls. There are obstacles. However, as far as, look, we only got one time to do this, one life to live. We can't sit there and get mad over the fact that we're more susceptible to the coronavirus, more susceptible to diabetes. We just prevent it like we always do.
Right.
We just beat this shit. We ain't gotta sit here and be mad at the fact that, oh my God, man, why is us? Warren Buffett get to be a billionaire and eat, fish fillets and shit, but we gotta die at 27.
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is a palace right here.
How do you react if a woman pulls out her card on the first date?
All right, so it says if she pulls out her card on the first date, she's traumatized by broke niggas.
Yo, who is this woman?
This
Who
is
this woman?
This it's actually a gay man that posted it.
Well, okay, continue. I don't think I was too far off.
Look, so it says if she pull her card out on the first date, it says if she pull her card out first, whenever y'all are out, she's traumatized by broke niggas. And he says, just know if I pull my card out first and you X me out, it's because I do not want a second date.
Oh, so the gay dude's saying if he pulls his card out first, he's basically saying I don't want to have a second date.
Correct. That's an indication that I'm not seeing you the same way, and we're even. I don't want you paying for my meal. I'm gonna pay for my own meal, and we can just part ways.
Yo, that might sound like some cool gay dude shit, because all the women that I know, I still had to pay, and they still let me know they wasn't gonna date me the second time. So, I wish
this
dude now came up with some shit.
Because I wish.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Women should be more courteous, because as a man, like, I'm probably gonna pay anyway, but for you to be like, do a solid, significant offer, because I'm not gonna hold me paying for your meal over your head one way or the other. But if you like, look, I don't really see this going anywhere, and it was nice hanging out with you today. I'll pay for my portion of the bill, and then we could go our separate way. I think that's a nice gesture. Even though I'll be like, no, don't worry about it. It's cool. I got it. Still,
I ain't gonna lie, man. I just want a woman, any woman that pulls her card to pay on the first date with me. I hope that she's thinking the same thing I would think when I pay on the first date, which is, the obligation of sex. Because yes, I wanted to, girl. Let's go. I'm ready. I got an apartment. I got heat. Let's go. Let's get in here. Let's get right.
Now that you said that, right? Because I thought about this earlier. We were talking offline.
I'm making jokes.
But hear me out. We were talking offline, and you mentioned to me that you took yourself to a nice Portuguese restaurant last night, bought yourself some nice drinks.
Yes, I was very alone that night. Yes, go ahead. Continue.
Did you put out?
With myself?
Did you take care of yourself or take care of yourself?
No, I didn't do such a thing. I think I moped in the Uber for a little bit. when I came because I was drunk. So I kind of moped to the driver a little bit about how I'm alone. But you know, once I got home, I was okay. I'm like, oh, it's my stop, right? All right, well, have a good day. You know, I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
I know if I treat myself out to a nice dinner, I'm definitely putting out.
Yo, I mean, as you should. Do you do it in the shower?
Yeah, nah, we're not gonna go there.
Oh, okay. So anyway. Yo, you the one asking people do they self-put out. Like,
you gotta ask me in person, like, how you
hey, yo, what kind of shit is that, dog? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, where you put out at then? Like, no. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony. It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony. Bunch of us. In the colony. Bunch of us. In the colony.
Booty on it, brother, shining in the gutter, climbing out the gutter, trying to eat the money bake. Pass the mustard, all we want is like we don't ask for nothing, rather do construction than a crack. We hustle, why I do it? Cause I lack of something 40 on it, brother, trying to get the bacon pigs 1 and 2. They the new Al-Qaeda. Hold on. Everybody on they mountain, everybody marching for a young nigga like me to get tsunami on it. I'ma get it, I'm a winner, baby. I'll be on my curry till I crash and bury 40 on it. Yeah, I'm acting nerdy if it's at the Appalachian to the Appalachian. I'ma do whatever that they take to make a black a nation. Hold on. 40 on it, brothers, we gon' rule today. 40 on it, graduated school of trade. New whips, new chains, bro, who a slave. Couple pretty things, call them Boom Bay.
It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony. It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony. It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony. I'm a hand in the colony. I'll be damned if you try me. It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony. It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony. It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony. Bunch of us in the colony. Bunch of us in the colony. In the colony, come find this food to survive with me. It's just a thing that's gonna get, man, it gotta be. Live by the dollar to poverty, not making friends just to side with me. Business is business, that's policy. Shout out to those who ain't hired me, who recently fired me. Failure, it only inspired me. Same, different approach, played out, slitting your throat. You can let him out the cage, ain't no hitting the ghost. Whatever floats your boat, poke, I'm singing the ship. Meanwhile, we was leaking from whips, straight out of Essex. Yo, the kid is legit, saving every scrap, kibbles and bits. Cruising down the street, 6'4", linking the whip. It's a bunch of us, we the pack, what you frontin' us?
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is some poly right here.